Okay, so we are writing an expression. An expression, I want you to write this down, you do not solve. We're not finding an answer because we're using variables, okay? We can't solve it because we don't know what the x represents. If I knew what x represented, I could solve it. So the question says, Michael walks around a garden with dimensions that are x meters on one side and 2x meters on the other side. So what shape is the garden? It's a rectangle, okay? Can you please label it? One of the sides is labeled as what? Okay, 2x, and the other side is labeled as x. So I'm just gonna write x. X is a variable. It represents something that we don't know. I don't know what the dimension is. I don't know the width. I use x to represent it because I don't know it. And if we did know it, it would be in meters. So what is this side length here? If this is represented by x, then this would be represented by x. The length of the garden is 2x. So this would be 2x and this would be 2x. If this is just x, then I can call that, I only have one x, right? Just like I showed you with the algebra tiles, which means I only have one x on this side. What is the total distance he'll walk around the garden in 2 trips? Let's just find the perimeter first. If he walks, here's Michael. If he walks all the way around the garden, okay, once, total distance around the garden. You're finding the perimeter. So, how do I calculate it? I add what? 1x plus 2x, good, plus another 1x plus another 2x's. Yep. Altogether, we have 6 x's. If he walks around once, it's represented by 6x meters. But the question says, what if he makes 2 trips around? Well, if once around is 6x, if I walk again, how many x's? Multiply it by 2, yes, and you get? You can write 6x times 2, like that, equals 12 x's, right? You're doubling it. Or you could write 6x plus 6x equals 12x. Either one is fine. You're walking around once, that's 6x. You're walking around again, that's another 6x. Altogether, it's 12 x's. If I go back and I tell you, you know what? X represents 4 meters. If I give you the value of x, if I say to you, it's not represented by x, x is actually 4 meters. Can you draw a diagram of the perimeter if I give you the value of x? We have 1x on this side, 2x's on this side for the length. The width is 1x, which means this width is 1x, and this width is 2x's. Altogether, we have 6 x's, right? Does that make sense? There's 6 x's altogether. But now I'm telling you, x is equal to 4 meters. So, can you label it now with the actual dimensions? What's the width? What's the width? Just 4. 4 meters, right? I'm actually telling you what x is. So now I've given you the value of x. I'm telling you, okay, x is 4 meters, which means this side is 4 meters. What would the length be if x is 4 meters? What does 2x mean? What does that mean? 2, what's the operation? Multiplication. 2 times, what's x? So what's the length? What's 2 times 4? 8 meters. Does that make sense? If I give you the value of x, you can solve it. If I say x is represented by 4, you would do 2 times 4, which is 8. So now my dimensions are 8 by 8 and 4 and 4. So if I said to you, okay, what's the perimeter of this garden? What's 8 plus 8 plus 4 plus 4? What's that equal to? What's 8 plus 8? 16 plus 4? 20 plus 4? 24 meters. Is it squared? Is it cubed? Or is it just meters? It represents a length. It's just meters. So, because it's perimeter, you're representing a length of something. Does that make sense?